Right guys, update. Got a bit carried away again. I've had Jonathan down to have a look at this Parilla. So yesterday before I was leaving, I thought I better make up some bits. I've been thinking about it all week kind of thing, so I just thought, right, knock up the bits so we can actually have a play about. Need to make the parts to play with. So yeah, I knocked up all the parts, did some trial bends, did some trial brackets. I'll spin camera and show you in a minute. He's been down, something to show him. It's hard to visualise without having things to show, so I have a plan, but I want him to check it before I finish it. So he's just got to make all the little pieces up and say, right, this is my idea for that, that's my idea for that. He agrees with it all, so we're just cracking on. He's got a mudguard on order because the mudguard we've got for rear is wrong, so he's going to bring that down on Tuesday. I think it's Saturday now. So really, I'm just faffing. Faffing's the best word, I think, for it. I'm just faffing about. I was faffing about making bits, and then now I just need to make enough bits for when it comes down on Tuesday. We can double check the mudguard, just make sure that the heights for the brackets and everything's all right. It's just guesswork off the photographs at the moment, and because you're marrying a load of different bits together that aren't quite what they are on the motorbike, like I said, new mudguard, different bag rack, we've just got to try and make them look right. Just fudge the bit in the middle. That's what I had to do with that new Henley. It was pegged in the wrong place, it had wrong brake plate on it. You've got to try and create that look, but using different parts. It's hard to do, it just takes a little bit of work. So, what I've done, I said I was going to trim these bits of tube out. That's my tube that's too small, that's that 28.5mm or whatever it is, 1.5mm thick. This is the 32mm stuff that was 2mm thick. As you can see, that's where I've welded it all the way down. I cut a sliver out. I've shown it, Jonathan. It's gone missing. It were about as thick as that piece of wire. Yeah, I had to cut 6mm out, and then you took a milli out with discs, so they were hardly anything left of it. Just there they are, flying there. I get that on there. Let's try and get a bit of focus in. So that's just me trim out the middle of that pipe. I've cut that much out of it, all the way down with grinders. Trimmed it, and then I've just closed it up in vice, tacked it together. Welded it all the way along, ground my weld off so it looks like one piece of tube, and it's bang on the same size as that. So now I've mounted it in my V-block, tacked it onto the side, turned it round, mounted it in V-block again with my nice Hardman G-clamps. I've got one ready for you somewhere, don't know where I put it. I've finished one. Might be underneath there. Now everything looks metal-like, but yeah, these are some other bits I've made, so that's going to be a bracket. I've gone a bit too wide with it. When we re-looked at the photograph, it probably needs to come up to... I need to draw that on, to be honest with you. It needs to have a bit of an angle on it, but not too much. So that edge wants to be square with bike, I think, or square with floor, and then that just wants... You see where that fold line is there? Pretty much wants to be like that, but join it down to there somewhere. So it's just got a slight angle on it, but not that much. But we also think they might need to be 2 inches longer. So we're leaving that for now. That was just something I just knocked up, put it in folder. Just, guessed it a bit, and then cut it, tin snipped it, guillotine tin snipped it, quick bosh in folder, done. And there's some bosses I turned up yesterday as well. So that boss there is going to fit in. This is me test tube, this too small piece. That's going to go in there, and then it'll sit like that. When I braze them bushes in, that's the bracket and everything sat on there, and then the plan is just to weld a washer on the back of that bracket, just to stiffen up this bottom edge here that overlaps. But yeah, it'll look nice when that's on. Then, hold on, hang on, I'll show you where that's going to go. Get that, put that there. We'll go on weld them outside of there, but that's a messy job because this has all got paint on it. Really, when we're doing stuff like this needs shot blasting off. The frame's alright, I can just grind the paint off on them bits that I've welded together. So I've just grind a bit of paint off here. I can weld that together, stick fan on to get rid of all paint fumes. This, yeah, it's a bit harder, isn't it? Because I can grind outside of it, I can weld it to outside, but that'll look shy. Really, I want to braze it in there, but you're never going to get all that out. You can burn it a bit and wire brush it out, but that's a messy job. Really just want shot blasting. But yeah, they're just going to go on side of the say. There's actually nothing to show you. But yeah, so if that were on bike, they're going to sit there like that and then weld another one on that end. That's what it looks like on picture. But yeah, a bit too fat. There's not enough gap between them when you put them on there. Let me just cough a minute. Right, then that's going to be perfect as well. Basically, if I look at this is going to go on back as a little grab rail. Whoa, I nearly got myself with earth lead. Yeah, that's going to be it back at bike, and you've got them 2 bits of tube there, so that just wants squashing up in vice a little bit, that rear hoop, and it'll work absolutely perfect. Obviously we're going to extend them 2 holes down to here. Where is that bit of tube? Can't see it really. I just need to weld this one up, don't I? I'll weld that one up and we'll get it out and have a look. How can I lose that though? It's only going to be here on that bench or that bench. Oh, that bench. Ah, there, blended in, everything blends in. Right, so that's one, I've welded that one up. That all just wants buffing off that weld right there. But yeah, that's going to go. That's that side. We're just going to weld that in there. Get that flat bit on the back. You've got no focus there. I've got not enough hands for focusing. Yeah, get that flat bit on the back there. See how that's just spin that round so that's parallel to that wheel. Leave the gap running. That's nearly perfect. That, innit? Gap's running nice outside of that mud guard. But yeah, I need to clean out paint off this, so this really wants shot blasting. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to clean enough paint off, I think, that I can just weld it either side, stop it from moving, and then get him to shot blast it and bring it back, I think. And we need to try and make another bash guard underneath there, and I said to him that's going to be best bet is to, when they pull the engine out of it, to get it all painted, get it shot blasted. We'll do the rail on the bottom when there's no engine in it, can flip frame upside down. Yeah, you can do a nice weld once the paint's been cleaned off. Same with this. Then I can just finish that weld off Garner when he brings it back. I think that's going to be the best plan for that. Instead of me just spending ages grinding paint off and also breathing in burnt paint and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, just get it shot blasted. It's hard though, because we need to tack them on now before it's, you know, the work wants doing now in a way. And then get it shot blasted and painted. That's the normal scenario, but really, save me having a dry throat and whatnot, that's probably smoking, is to, yeah, shot blast all that off first and then bring it here and I can just weld it on, yeah, when it's all clean of paint. But it's not like that at the moment. We're just trying to assemble parts on it, aren't we, and trying to get an idea for it. So, yeah, that's the plan. So what I'm going to do is I'll weld that up, and then we'll have a look. Once I've got them on back, I'll come back to you. Might drill some holes in it as well, and I'll be back. Right guys, update. I were about to skip on again, it's the same as every other day. Just got carried away. Just thought I'm just going to try and finish this off, this Honda Triton, Norton. So basically it says Triton on the tank, that's a Triton tank. It's a Triton seat probably, or a Manx seat. Then you've got a Norton frame with an Honda engine in it. And then sat here in my vice, it's not even sat in the vice, it's up there in air vent. I'm going to braze these on here, we're going to stick them back on bike. Not much else to say. Basically, I just tacked them on there. I was going to get TIG welder out, and then I thought, it's bare frame, new engine plates, bare engine. Just thought I'd just get gas out and tack them on. So I've tacked them on with braze. Now I just need to pull them all off one by one. These are already tacked on, the end caps there, if you can see that. I don't know if you can't see that, I can't bother tuning it in. The little end cap to go into head, I tacked them on previously and then wiggled the pipes into place. So they won't welding all the way around because they're in the right place. And then the megaphone, we're having them welded to the pipes, so that's tacked on. So I'll spin it round, weld round that, braze, if someone's going to kick off and say that's not welding. I'm going to solder it, it's soldering in it, brazing. Then we're going to get the other ones off, so I'm going to pull them all off one by one. And put them all back on one by one. Basically, it just gives enough time, put that on the floor, let it cool down, get the next one, braze that up. By the time I get to the end, they should have all cooled down by that point. If I could put them back on in the reverse order, put the first one back on first, kind of thing. So yeah, that's my plan. I set my phone up here for a reel, so I'm just going to reel myself doing that and try and stitch it together into a little video. But yeah, you get to see all action. So yeah, I'm probably not going to talk while it's on this reel because it made no sense, will it? But you can't see that, so I'll just carry on. I'll just get the gas out and get my goggles on and just start whipping them off. Might drag you over there to have a better look at the pulling pipes off, but let me it go on this. Let me find it. Right, we're rocking. We're rocking. I've already put some flux on there. Fresh brazing rod out. Goggles out. Somewhere I'm worrying about gloves the other day. You don't need gloves when you're using one of these gas torches, and you can nearly get away with sunglasses. But if you've got the proper oxyacetylene glasses, you can see this just looks nice through there. Especially with like a fresh set of goggles, amazing. They're like blue, and then it just goes to like a really dark green over years kind of thing. You just can't see through them. Concentrating a bit on speed and bead kind of thing, mainly because if I can do the welds nice to join them megaphones in, so I should probably leave all the megaphones till last. I'm going to do one straight after this. But yeah, if I can get it run nice, then I don't have to blend them in, because he's got his welds on his frames. These will be right next to his frame. So it'd be nice to get the welds nice, but normally I've not got enough of a rub to make them as nice as what them welds are on frame. Basically, you've got a bigger line to weld up on it. I know you can all see me back now. Where it should have the other racing stop on, my racing's not back. Yeah, they're new rods as well, so they don't quite run right. Also, I didn't think about my reel while I was doing that, did I? Because that might have just been a load of back as well. But yeah, I can whip this down now. We're going to whip this down and put it in vice. Oh, I'll dump that first. Yeah, that's all nice and nice. Try and get a tack on the opposite side to all the other tacks now. But also the bottom megas, they've got a fair big gap in them because I've made them a bit loose so that I could alter them a bit backwards and forwards. That's all hard to alter now on bike, so I'm just going to fill it up with braze. I get a lot of questions about this braze. That's another benefit of braze. It's a lot easier to fill between two gaps than it is to do with TIG. It's metal glue, innit? That's what I class this as, metal glue. Sticking mouth seal together with. side's a bit open. Try and tap it in, I think, if I can find a little tappy hammer. Right guys, camera were full, so that big plan didn't go to plan. You might have seen most of me brazing that up. I think it only finished just before end. So there's one down here on the floor, it's brazed up, let me get it for you. Should be taking off that now as well. So that's what we've got so far. One nicely brazed up pipe. So I need to just do the same with rest now. Take them all off, braze around that top collar, braze around the bottom joint. It'll need a bit of blending in that, and I don't know whether to buff it all the way off. I'm not much of a fan of that braze compared to the last braze. They said that they were same rods, but when they turned up, they didn't turn up in a stiff bronze packet. They turned up in a weld, I don't know, weld right or something like that. Yeah, they're not the same. You can tell it's slightly darker. I think more copper in them. But it says they're the same type ones. So yeah, that's there. We'll have to just try and learn how to use it. I think it just, I don't know, it don't melt as quick. So it's missing a bit of something, like it's got more copper in it, less tin or something like that. I have no idea. There's something that makes it easy flow though, because you can have easy flow 101 rods or something. We can work them with gas fluxer. The gas fluxer's not as hot as doing it with paste. I think the paste melts at a higher temperature than what it does if it's gas flux. So then you can get easy flow rods, which you're supposed to use on like chrome ollie frames and stuff, so you don't alter the material by getting it too hot. You basically do that, yeah. That's one reason for brazing. I need a longer rod, longer extension piece. Yeah, reason for brazing. You can TIG weld it now, basically. If you couldn't seam weld, a butt weld, fillet weld, mild steel to mild, or chrome ollie to chrome ollie, because you wreck it. You get it glowing out, you wreck it. So it needs to be cherry red when you weld it, so that you don't wreck it, you don't get it too hot, the steel. And the only way to do that back in the like 1930s was to braze it. Whereas then once you get up to like the 1960s, you could TIG weld it. But they only started doing that recently, really. You still braze it. Most of the time you braze it. Brazing must be slightly cooler because it's like a bigger heat zone, but it's not as a hot heat zone. Whereas a TIG welder, it doesn't affect as much steel, but the bits where you still melt it is still melted in it, so it's still got red hot where you melted it. So then it cracks either side of weld, or yeah, not cracks either, or just smack bang down middle. But yeah, normally either side. Well, one or the other. It won't crack the weld. The weld will be rock hard. The material either side of it is soft. It's not soft though, is it? But it is. And then that flexes and it cracks. If you braze it, it's less likely to happen. And that's why braze like this is brazed. People are asking me whether you can braze an exhaust pipe. Is it safe to braze an exhaust pipe? I think it's just going to melt off. It would if you soldered it. You couldn't solder it. You can silver solder it, I think. I mean, I don't know. You can silver solder and solder with a plumbing torch. I mean, you can't braze with a plumbing torch, I don't think. Gas is too mucky and stuff. That's a real nice pipe. Got a little waggle in it. It looks really weird in my hand. Looks like it's off the opposite side. But yeah, same again. Just braze right top there to get it in your propped up somewhere. Hey. you can't see anything, can you? Let me have a look, see what you're seeing. There we go, back in all. We're going to braze this one on now. We've got no focus at all. There, you've got a bit of focus. Right, let's find torch for me goggles again. A bit of paste. That's got a fair big gap right on the side of it as well, where I've pulled it across on collar. It's got a fair big gap at the bottom, but all this stuff does not matter. I could bang it in, but I might knock the angle off by banging on that. It's not locked in place in enough places with tacks, so I'm going to have to tack it on that big side, which then means I might as well just fill it. And all that will be hidden by the rolls that we put on it. We're going to put a collar roll at the top, aren't we? That's all. It's all nestled inside there. That don't need to be neat or anything. Just leave that well done. It wants to be neat because you can see it before you put them in, but you can't see it when it's on bike. Don't know where I put my rod. There we go. Yeah, I think the aim of the game is with this, especially if you were learning how to do it, you've got to try and put all these in a hidden place. Put all your bad welds in a hidden place as well. Bit of braze up there. And then it don't matter if you muck them up as much, does it? And then you can practice on them bits. It's like practice on the backside. I'll start on the backside every time if you're doing a weld, and then by the time you get ready to the front side, you hope that you've got a bit of rhythm going. That would be my tricks of the trade. You still do that when even though you've done it a million times, you're still doing that. You still just think, right, I'll start off back. And then if anything does go bang, pop, far, at least it does it on the back. And by the time you get around to, you can see like you could adjust the settings on TIG welder, say if it's like running a bit too fast or not running fast enough. By the time I get around to the front side, I think that'll still be alright. I'm just looking at that and thinking, yeah, well that collar fit on there, that weld's a bit meaty, you see. Yeah, load around. Right, I'm going to dunk it and then we're going to do that mega. That I might warm up and give it a bit of a tack. Let's see if I can. I'm going to leave you on stand. But, oh, I tried to turn the screen round on you then and you just nodded your head. That there, oh, we're running low on battery now. So you will just get what you can get here. That's got some, it's got some biggish gaps. It's not massive when you look at it. I'm thinking, oh, that's massive. And then I show you on camera, it's not that big at all. And it's not in focus. He's just tracking mad things. He's probably trying to track a face. But yeah, that. Now you can see it a bit there. There's some big gaps, especially there's a big gap there. But I'm just going to try and warm that up and tap it in a little bit. This one's hidden by the other one, so the other mega runs over the top of this. There's another place, so that doesn't need to be as neat as the other one, which sits on top of it, which you can see. So just going to braze that on there. Hopefully you'll get a bit of time to see me doing it, but possibly not. You're not that steady on there neither. You're running low on juice. And get you down there. Splash some flux on again. Try and find me rod again. I think it's all there this time, I think. I'm thinking because that one's that big at the top and I can't actually knock that one down because it's got brazing inside it now. Just going to leave them as it is that and just try and make it a bit of a bigger weld so then I can blend it in a bit. These props are mod loopy, I think. That's one way of explaining it. And the thing is, with brazing, like doing it this way, that's one problem with it. It's warm and liquidy in it, so it's like soldering. And if you start running a bit too far round to the side, it'll just all run round there. The bit that you were doing beforehand will just keep coming with it. You've also got to do everything on the flat. So it's hard to braze brackets onto a bike because all weld wants to fall downwards. And if you mess about with it too warm, it all gets too warm and then it's all running. So like if you're doing it on that frame behind me, the alt frame's taking heat away, whereas this is just getting hot. I didn't even feel like a brazing up that. I just got it auto on there. You still with me? That last little battery lasts forever. You're just a bit mucky around there then. And then because I've been trying to go around the muck, it's gone everywhere and it should be split in. Don't know what's wrong with that. Maybe not enough flux. It's hard, you can't put hooks on afterwards because it's already flipping red hot as well. Yeah, I'd say not enough flux. That side's done it a bit better. Still mucky all the way around like that. Our lesson on how to braze badly. Yeah, and it goes well. I don't know what we're up with that. I think it's a bit of this here, just like there might be a bit of water moisture in there where it's made it a bit rusty on the inside while it's just been sat there. I just want it cleaning back up again, but yeah, it's all really mucky around there. Cut the flux a bit. But I think it's stuck, I just need to blend it in and I can tie it back up again a bit after. Leave it, move on to the next one. Don't worry about it too much. I'll have a look at it when I've cleaned it. I'll have a look at it again, come back to it. But it's all stuck together, so once trying back on bike, clean it up when it comes to taking it all back off again. Next thing is just put it all back on bike, see if it's all alright. Have a look at the brackets a bit. Because I need to tack the brackets on, take it all off. I can have a look at that then. I may possibly look at it now and then they're done, but you'll be on charge. So I'm just going to take all the two pipes off. Go through the same process, put them all back on bike. Hopefully by the time I've got to the end of that, you might be charged up because it charges fair quick. So I'm going to unhook you, plug you in, I'll be back. Right guys, update. Back in the shop. Can't remember what I was doing last. I think we were brazing with a low battery. Battery's charged back up again now, so I've not done much. I say that every time, but obviously I'm doing something, because otherwise I'd be starving. I'd have no money, I'd be starving. So I'm doing something. I'm making enough to buy some food. I've just been making brackets. We're at the hard bit now, aren't we, on this Ondertron. It's on the home run, which is always the hard bit. I've finished off brazing up pipes together, so the pipe megas and the collars all joined together one piece. So he's got 4 sets of pipes, but now we need to try and get them joined to the bike, which means brackets, and trying to think of a way of hiding the brackets, and also reverse cones and silencers. That old dilemma. Basically, it's hard to do a reverse cone and have a silencer. You can have a reverse cone and a silencer, but they're not removable. That's rule of thumb, really. It gets really tricky to make a removable silencer and reverse cones work together. Mainly, they're just getting in the way of each other. Obviously, the hole in the end of a reverse cone smaller than the silencer behind it, so you get to pull something out of the internals of the silencer through a small hole. Just doesn't work. So we're going to have a think about that. But I'll spin it round, I'll give you a look, I'll show you some other bits and bats I've been on with. I've done the Parilla. Jonathan come back down again yesterday, so we had a look at the Parilla. He's bought a mud guard, it's massive. Interesting. I told him to go and have a look at what they called Auto Cycle Engineering at the mud guard place. They're in Birmingham. Grandad used to use them, so his contact details are in the book. They've probably been using them since the 70s, 80s again, a long time. That guy's an old boy now, he's closed down. And weirdly, a few years ago, I was talking to someone about the Tritons, and Grandad owning John Tickle and the Tritons and the Nortons and all that kind of stuff. And someone says to me, oh, do you know that Tricore Andy owns this and owns that? And I'd never heard of Tricore Andy. I think he's called Tricore Andy. Might be called Tricore John. I think he's Tricore Andy. I'd never heard of him before, so I did a bit of research into him. And when I did some research into him, it come up with him owning the intellectual rights, the IP, the property, the trademark. The trademark to John Tickle it were. And I thought he can't own that, because Grandad did own that, for one thing, and then he either sold that. Well, it weren't Grandad's at the time, because Grandad had moved here, but the shop still owned it. And they'd either sold it to Mona with all Manx stuff. So I went and asked Grandad, I said, did you sell all the Tickle stuff to Mona with the Manx stuff? Because I know the shop was still selling Tickle stuff. And he says, no, the shop still owns it. And I did know that, because I knew that Bantam John, when he bought Unity, he wanted the Tickle stuff. He also didn't want me to compete with him, I think. Might be a bit big-headed of me to say that I were competition, but I could have been, what if I were a threat, I think. So he bought all that off Unity, and he knew that I were an heir of like family connection to Unity. And he could see that as a threat, because he knew that I had the history. I didn't need that name to be Unity. I've got Unity running through my blood, haven't I? So he knew that were a threat, because he knew that I could just set this up any point as a Unity copy under the name Racings. I can make the Tickle stuff, but I can't call him Tickle because he owns it. But I could just do everything that he owned, or everything he bought off John Tickle, off Unity. I could replicate here. So then he went onto the internet, or he went to the, whatever they are, the trademark place, government. Been there. No, it comes up with a government sign, the name's gone top of my head. But yeah, the trademark place, and he registered Unity Equip as a trademark, John Tickle as a trademark, and Converter engine plates as a trademark. And I thought, oh, well, that's obviously what he's done that for. I checked back a few years later, and it comes up with Tricore Andy owns John Tickle. So I just thought, oh, fuck it, I'm going to phone him. I'm going to phone him, see what he says, see what his chat is. He's obviously a big player in the game that I've never heard of. So I spoke to him. And he says, yeah, I do. Do you want to buy it? He just noticed that it weren't registered. Baby Bantam John hadn't kept up his payment, so he decided to pay for it instead. And that's about as easy as it is. You just send it in, say I'll pay for it. He's got it. And he wanted to sell it to me like $1,000. I thought, I don't want it, I don't think. But when I was chatting to him, I realised that he said he owned about 12 different companies. The same things, just bought the names from. He didn't even, some of them he'd not owned the company, he'd just bought their name, registered it, because they'd not registered it. So someone could do that. They could just go to Thingy now and register Racings, I think. But it doesn't stop me trading as Racings, I wouldn't have thought, because I am already Racings. some people would then buy that off him to secure it. A bit like buying email addresses in it and website addresses and stuff. Just dodgy, man. So yeah, that mud guard came off him. And I said, have you got that off Autocycle Engineering? He said, no, it's come from this company called Speedwell. And then at the bottom of the invoice, it says Trico Randy. Yeah. I remember when I was talking to him, he said he was buying out Autocycle Engineering. He had no time for any of these trademarks that he got in his shop and all that kind of stuff. He's trying bits. He was going to learn how to make mud guards. So he's obviously doing all right with that. He's still making mud guards, so that's a good thing, isn't it? But yeah, let's have a look at that. Let's go and have a look at we'll have a look at this first. We'll work our way back. So these are my little frame rail modifications. As you can see, I don't know what we've talked about. It might be in a previous episode. You'll have to keep going looking back through stuff if you want to find out what stuff is. But that section there, with the little eyelet on the end, the little pressed end on it, that was there welded on the end. It were part of the frame finished here, so I chopped them off as close as I could get to shocker mounts, and then I've grafted this bit of tubing. That tube was slightly oversized, so I cut 6mm out of it, squashed it up so it'd match up perfectly. Then we've welded them together. You can't see anywhere where that's welded, especially not once it's been buffed up. You won't tell that's been welded. We're going to leave this weld on just because it's in a hidden place. It's there between the shock mount and that bolt. You can't get into finish it off, grind it out. So I said it's alright, it'll be hidden there because you've got a lot going on to distract from seeing that. If I'd have left a weld here, it would have stuck out like a sore thumb. So we blended that in, and then I've drilled 2 holes in the side, made 2 bosses, tapped them, put these 8mm nuts in. They're going to hold the bag rack. Then I've put this bit of threaded bar in to make sure that they're square, made a little spacer to match up with the gap that's further along to make sure that they're running parallel. Basically they just want welding on. We come down, we check the mud guard in the box, too big. We reverted back to the stack of old mud guards. We've got 3 of them there. They're roughly right, but he's going to order one. We want them a little bit wider, 1/2 inch wider. We want a little bit more length on it, so he's going to order another one, see if he can send that one back, because we've not done anything from that apart from just try it on, put it back in the box. So yeah, I'm going to weld that on, and then we're going to modify the bag rack to make it fit, but we need the mud guard first. So it's a case of me just welding that up, wait until end of week again. You might come down at end of week or on Monday again. Just basically we talk one day, we talk on a Monday, I try and do a bit on it. He says I'll be back down Monday with the next set of bits, we can have another look at it again, we talk about it again, I do the little bits that we've agreed to, basically a few hours each week. Turn into a right thing. It looks exactly like photographs now, so we're on right way. Let's have a look at this one, let's spin it round. Don't want to make my video too long. That's how that's looking. So they're brazed on there, and I blended them in. I couldn't get them to look too nice that I could leave them on show. Just weren't worth the hassle of trying to fight with it. So we just stuck a load of braze on and then blended it in to try and blend in the little step up it's got in it. If you see there, it just bumps up a little tiny bit. And that thick braze line there, that's helped blend that in. He's going to have them ceramic coated, so you won't notice that. And then they're like this now, so if I lift this one up, it'll just spring back down. So they're perfect. They're actually, it's what happened with Benelli. Them ones are sprung down, like that bottom one just wants to go downwards. These ones, other way. So like these, I pull them down, they spring back up. They're sprung up by a few mil, and they're sprung down by a few mil, and then that's what I welded all the Benelli up, got it all sorted, took them stands out from underneath, totally finished, and this one went, we'll say that one's going, that one went up 2 mil, that one went down 2 mil. Basically you have a 5 mil difference then, don't you? And I can still see it on that bike over there. I've told customer all about it, he's more than happy. But yeah, these won't fasten up a bit better than they are, but yeah, that side's lower than that side, and it's annoying. It's annoying because they were sat on them stands when I made it, so they can't be that far out. But yeah, we'll try and bolt them up, make them. They just want pulling off, tweaking, putting back on, tweaking, just tighten them up in different arrangements and stuff. So yeah, these are all bolt, they're all welded up as well, up the top ends. We've got a nice gap between there, it's minimal, only 2 mil or something like that. Same on the other side. They're all looking perfect. Yeah, we just need to suss out some brackets. We've got one on. This is one of the solutions for the bracket, because there's not much. There's only here where we can actually put a bracket, and we need to try and secure these in place at the back end. So I've made this long strap that's going to go and fasten that bottom one in. I also need another weight. We need a couple more on there to stiffen them all up, stop them from flapping about. So I've just sent him a video of that. Wait for him to get back to me. I was saying yesterday, I got that far on yesterday. That were yesterday's, we were brazing them together, I made the brackets for it. Then I thought I need to speak to him, I need to send him a video. Customer come down and I got waylaid. So I thought, what I'm going to do now? I thought I'll send him a video. I never even got round to sending a video. But what I did, I pulled these Triumph Megas out because I'd made these Triumph GP Megas and I'd not put the brackets on them. And I stuck them on Facebook, said, does anybody want these without brackets before I weld the brackets on? Because they look well nice on a Triumph chopper. No one come back to me. No one, not a single person took the bite, but took the whatever. Just no one biting. No one biting on that. So I thought, well, they're there. I've got the brackets made. Let's take them from being a £120 mega to them being a £160-70 mega by having the brackets on. These are rare, these. You can't buy these anywhere. You can buy them off Armours, but they're nowhere near right, and these are exact copies. So we've got the nice rolled edge on, GP style. Dimensions are exact with the one. I've had an original one in the past and copied it, and I've wrote everything down in this book here when I made them. That's my little drawings for the GP Megas. Exhaust pipe central to the body, that's when you're welding collars on, inch 5/8 tube into there. Gives me dimension for the bracketing from the edge, 25mm. Gives me a bracket dimension to the awl from the end of the Mega. It even gives me a little dimension here of what angle to fold these little back straps on with. So that's where I'm at. I've welded the triangles on with a 25mm in. I've got them all sat like this, tacked and brazed in place. Put the angles on these flat brackets, line that all up. Tacked them on here with a little bit of braze. Did the majority of the brazing round this bracket, but left it here and here because what I want to do now is I want to warm up this long strap, wrap it round the megaphone. Then we can weld all the way down that strap there into the groove, into the valley there, and then just carry on brazing all the way around the strap. So that's where I'm at now. The only thing I need to do to finish them off is to cut 3 slots in it. Basically, I'd normally put any Mega I make, put one slot, put a welder class tube on, cut 1 slot in it, stick a bolt through, really nice and neat. But these are going to be replicas. So what the originals have, they have 3 slots in it, 3 slots, and then you put an exhaust clamp on it. So that's what I need to do with that. So I've got a distance to measure them in, put them equally spaced 3 down and round, cut them in last minute. But yeah, that's my triangle bracket there. On the back sides of these, I forgot to stamp my name on them, that's annoying. I should have stamped my name on this before. I could possibly do that now. Be a bit tricky, but I might get them on bench and just stamp racings into it before I wrap it round, because I know they don't come, they finish here on front side, so you won't, all the writing will be on back. But yeah, I just need to warm that up with blowtorch, with welding torch, and just keep tapping it round, so tap, 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 till it's gone all the way around here. We need to drag that round to here. And then just braze it in, job done, cut the 3 slots in, stick them back up on my Facebook as a post and see who wants to buy them. I say, you have these, you see people posting about stuff like these are 1950s Triumph racing kit, GP style Megas, and everyone's like, oh, then Steve, them you can't get them anywhere, and then you make a set for someone, well not for someone, for anyone, and just tumbleweed, just disappears. Funny thing is, someone will come on then and they'll be like, bloody hell, I've not seen them in ages. They'll buy both of them, and then guess what? Then messages flooding in. They're just like, Ben, are you going to make any more of them anytime soon? So that's the only reason I'm making 2 pairs of them now, is because a couple of years ago I had people say, oh, make some. If you make any more of them, I'll buy them. And then they're there, and literally no one will buy them. We'll see. I know a lot of the times, because sometimes just stick a pair of them on and they just poof, gone that night. Someone's, I'll have them. And then sometimes they're like, I'll have them. And then you're like, right, well, I'll send you my details. Oh, I'm not ready to pay yet. I'll pay at end of month. And then they just gone again, disappear. Just disappear, never ever come back. Until you sell them to someone else, and then they get really jealous about it and they want them. But when they're just sat there and they can have them, you don't buy them, do you? It's like buying beer from a shop. It's just there. If you want it, you can go and get it whenever you want. Anything from a shop, you can get it whenever you want. You don't have to buy it now, do you? Well, these will just be here for today. They might be gone by tomorrow. I'm looking a bit ginge on there, and I'm going to get this all cut off tomorrow on different news. So